At the beginning of the drama, we see a couple who have come to get married in a church, where June says, "This girl, this is my wife. From today and from this moment, we will always be together. No matter what the situation is, we will always be together and will never leave each other's side." Just then, the church door opens, and some people come inside, and seeing them, it seems they are their enemies. Then a fight breaks out between them. Here, June is alone and outnumbered, but June still doesn't give up and fights them. Just then, a man shoots at him. The bullet hits June's chest, but he still moves forward. That man shoots at him again. Then June says, "I don't want to die like this. The ending of this drama is not right. Change it. The hero shouldn't die in the end." Hearing this, everyone is shocked. The director gets very angry at Jun, and then Jun leaves the shooting midway and leaves. Jun's manager gets very angry at this, and he says to the director, "He always does this. He does whatever he wants. I don't know what he thinks of himself." After this, Jun goes to the hospital and meets the doctor. He asks the doctor, "Is it true that I only have 1 year left to live? And what kind of illness is this that even modern medicine can't cure? I eat well. I sleep well. It's just a headache." Then he asks the doctor, "You're not lying, are you?" The doctor says, "If you don't trust me, then you can see another doctor." Hearing this, Jun becomes very sad. Then, as he is leaving, the director calls him and says, "Just agree with me this time and do this death scene. I promise from the next time, whatever drama I make, its ending will be happy. Just agree this one time." Hearing this, Jun thinks about his own death, thinking to himself, "I'm going to die very soon." So tears come to his eyes. On the other side, we see No-ul, who is secretly recording someone. Just then, someone comes from behind and hits her on the head, knocking her unconscious. When No-ul regains consciousness, she is in a room. She tries to open the door, but the door doesn't open. Then she shouts, "Open the door!" But no one opens it. Then she is about to pick up a chair and hit the door. Just then, someone comes inside. He deletes her footage. So No-ul says, "It doesn't matter. I have more." That man gives her money and says, "Don't tell anyone about us. We won't do such work again." No-ul says, "What do you think you can shut my mouth with money? That will never happen." Meanwhile, Jun is on a call, saying to someone, "Find a girl and get all the information about her." The next day, we see Jun's dog, who comes and wakes him up. On the other side, No-ul is living with an auntie, and that auntie and her family trouble her a lot. But she is still living there because she didn't have enough money to rent a house somewhere else. Then, Jun goes to a restaurant and asks for a dish. But the owner there flatly refuses to give him the dish. So Jun takes off his cap. Seeing Jun there, everyone gets shocked and starts taking his pictures. Then a man comes to Jun and tells him, "No matter how angry she is with you, you should keep coming here. Who knows, one day she might agree." Then that man goes to the lady and tells her, "You shouldn't behave so rudely with him. I know you wanted him to become a lawyer, but he became an actor instead. You shouldn't be so angry with him for this. You should forgive him now. After all, whatever happens, he is your son, right?" Then Jun is sitting somewhere and says to himself, "Should I tell mom everything? That I'm going to die very soon?" Just then, his manager arrives and asks him to do a documentary. Jun says, "I don't feel like it." The manager says, "We will get a lot of money and fame from this documentary." Jun flatly refuses to do the documentary. On the other side, No-ul brings coffee for everyone in the office. She tries very hard to make her boss like her project, but her boss is not happy with her work, and he says to her, "Leave." In the next scene, No-ul is at a bar, and after drinking there, she starts shouting loudly, "I want to die, I want to die." Just then, the producer who was going to shoot Jun's documentary is also there. He also starts shouting and says, "I also want to die." What does that Jun think of himself? No-ul sits there and overhears all their conversation and then says to them, "What if I convince Jun to do this documentary?" They ask her, "Do you know Jun?" No-ul says, "Forget all that. If I convince him, will you give me a job at your production house?" The producer says, "Yes, okay. If you convince him, your job is guaranteed." After this, No-ul goes to Jun's house to meet him. Jun sees her. She asks Jun to open the door, but Jun doesn't open it. Just then, No-ul gets a call from someone. So she makes a snowman there and puts a letter on it and leaves, in which it is written, "I will come again." The next day, as Jun is taking his car out, No-ul arrives and sits in his car without asking. Jun tells her to get out of the car, but No-ul doesn't get out. So Jun starts driving the car at full speed. No-ul gets scared seeing the speed of the car. She repeatedly asks to stop the car, but Jun doesn't stop the car. Then a big truck comes in front of them. So Jun somehow saves the car from the truck and then stops the car at a place. No-ul gets out of the car and starts vomiting. So Jun comes there and throws some money towards her and says, "Don't try to come near me again." After this, Jun leaves from there and No-ul sits right there. Then as Jun is leaving, he hears on the radio, a heavy snowfall is about to happen. And at the same time, the news also comes, a girl has had an accident due to this heavy snowfall. As soon as he hears this, Jun turns his car back and heads towards No Yule. Just then, he gets a call from someone who tells him, I have found that girl. Here, Jun finds out that the girl he was looking for is No Yule. Then he reaches the place where No Yule is. He goes to No Yule. No Yule says, have you changed your mind? Will you make the documentary now? Jun says, do you know me? No Yule says, yes, everyone knows you. You are a star. Then Jun takes her name and says to her, do you know me now? No Yule says, yes, I know you. Here we are shown a flashback where No Yule helps everyone. Her father was not happy with this act of hers. He scolds her and says, you have nothing for yourself, and you are busy distributing to others. They are talking when a friend of No Yule comes, and they both leave for school. On the other side, in school, Jun has had a fight with someone, due to which he is suspended. His mom comes to the office with a girl who has seen everything with her own eyes. The other boys had started the fight first. John's mom says to that girl, tell the truth, but the girl says nothing. Seeing this, John's mom gets very angry. She even slaps the girl, and then she gets on her knees and apologizes to the principal on Jun's behalf and says, John's future will be ruined.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Then we see the same boys because of whom Jun was suspended. Jun comes to them and says, I was suspended because of you guys, even though you guys started the fight. So now that I am suspended, why don't I teach you guys a good lesson now? After this, a fight breaks out between them again, due to which everyone ends up at the police station, where Jun asks the police officer, will we all get equal punishment? I know who their fathers are. The police officer says, you are the son of a single mom. That's why I am showing you mercy. Jun gets very angry at this. A fight is about to happen between them when Jun's uncle arrives and says to the police officer, if Jun's father finds out that you are behaving like this with him, he will not spare you. The policeman says, yes, go, bring his dad here. Hearing this, Jun shouts and says, my dad will never come here. After this, Jun's uncle takes him from there, and both are sitting in a restaurant, where Jun says to his uncle, next time, there's no need to bring my dad into it. What's the point of talking about a person who doesn't exist? Just then, Uncle sees Jun's dad on TV and says, this is your dad. Jun looks at him and says, I hate him. After ruining both of our lives, he is living so well. Uncle says, he doesn't know that you are in this world. Your mom hid this fact and ran away from there. In a drunken state, Uncle tells Jun everything. How his mom and dad fell in love and why his mom wants to make him a lawyer. Then Jun goes to his mom, and seeing his mom, he remembers all the things that his uncle had said. Your mom wants to make you a lawyer only because of your dad. She wants to show him that her son is also in a good position. After this, Jun's mom scolds him, asking what was the need for him to fight. She says many harsh things to him and goes to her room. Then, Jun comes to his room and studies well. Now he decides that he will study well and become a lawyer. The next day, when Jun is going on the bus, a man comes to him and says, you should become an actor. Because Jun is very handsome, the man asks him, will you act in my drama? Here, Jun refuses him, because now he wants to fulfill his mom's dream at any cost. And for this, he was studying with concentration. In the next scene, No Yule meets Jun. No Yule tells Jun, a friend of mine likes you a lot, and because of you, she has stopped eating, drinking, and sleeping. Can't you even help her that much? Once she gets well, you can leave her. Hearing her, Jun goes to her and flatly refuses to help her. Then, as No Yule is going home, she remembers the time when she used to be crazy about Jun. But when she saw Jun with someone, from that day she started disliking Jun. After that, she calls her dad and sees that her dad is coming from the front. She hides and talks to her dad. Just then the sound of an accident is heard. She turns around to see that a car has hit her dad. She runs after that car, but the car drives away. Then, No Yule's dad is brought to the hospital, and his condition is serious. After this, No Yule comes to the police station where the policeman tells her, the person who caused your father's accident has confessed to their crime. When No Yule sees him, she immediately denies it. She says it was a female driver and she had a sports car. She even tells the car number. On the other side, Jun meets his dad and helps him, but he doesn't tell him that he is his son. His dad is very impressed with Jun. In the course of conversation, Jun says, I also want to become a lawyer like you. Then, while leaving, he says, you'll see, one day you will become a very big lawyer. After this, No Yule meets Jun's dad, Choi, and says to him, I know that a big person is behind my dad's accident, and now you are saving him and asking another person to confess to their crime instead. But one day, I will find that person. Hearing this, Choi gets angry and tells her, go outside. Coming outside, No Yule sees Jun, who looks very happy. No Yule says to him, how can you be happy after making someone sad?
Here she is talking about her friend. Hearing this, Jun pushes her, and she falls down. After this, Jun meets No Yul on the bus. He comes and sits next to her and says, "So, you should keep making me angry like this so that I stay motivated for my studies. From now on, you do this, and if you don't do it, I will keep bothering you." Then No Yul distributes pamphlets and puts up posters for her dad's accident herself. The next morning, June proposes to No Yul in front of all the girls. Seeing this, all the girls are shocked. Before No Yul could say anything, Jun covers her mouth. Then No Yul and her brother are with their dad in the hospital, where both the sister and brother are talking, when their dad's heartbeat becomes very low. No Yul runs and calls the doctor. The doctors come and check him and inform them, "Your dad has died." Hearing this, they both cry a lot. Then No Yul doesn't come to school for many days, which makes Jun very worried. As soon as June finds out that No Yul's dad has died, he starts looking for her. He also goes to her dad's funeral but doesn't find No Yul anywhere. Then a lot of time passes, and Jun is also doing well in his studies. One day, Jun gets a call from No Yul, and she says to him, "An old lady told me that you came to my dad's funeral. Thank you for that." Saying this, she cuts the call. After this, we come to the present where No Yul says to June, "Have you changed your mind? Will you do the documentary now?" June asks her, "Do you still not know me?" No Yul says, "Yes, I know. If I say so, will you do the documentary?" "No, right?" Saying this, she starts to leave, then goes a little further and falls down. June goes to her and tries to wake her up, but she doesn't get up. After this, when No Yul regains consciousness, she is in the hospital, and June's manager is in front of her. No Yul asks him, "Who are you?" He says, "I am June's manager." No Yul asks, "Where is June?" The manager says he had to go to a party, so he went there. Meanwhile, June goes to the party, but even there, he keeps thinking only about No Yul. Here, No Yul is about to leave the hospital, so the manager tells her, "Don't go home. Your condition has not fully recovered yet." No Yul doesn't listen, so the manager goes to drop her home. When they reach home, No Yul sees that some people are taking her belongings because No Yul had not repaid their loan. She tries to stop them, but those people say, "If you don't have the means to repay the money, then why do you take a loan in the first place?" June's manager stands there and watches all this. Meanwhile, June is waiting for his mom on the stairs of her house. When his mom comes there, he says to her, "Mom, I am sick." Mom says, "I am not your mom. My son died 5 years ago." After this, June is going in the car with the manager. The manager says, "What do you think that your mom will forget everything and hug you? Why do you even go there?" And then, in conversation, the manager tells June about No Yul, how hard No Yul's life is. He says, "At first glance, I didn't like that girl at all. But now that I have learned about her life, I have found out that her life is very hard." June is listening to his words. Then he tells him to stop the car. So the manager says, "Okay, now I won't talk about her." June still stops the car, gets the manager out of the car, and takes the car himself. On the way, he keeps thinking about the manager's words and also thinks she might commit suicide because of her problems. Then he starts looking for her on bridges with his car. Then No Yul is climbing a bridge when someone comes from behind and pulls her. Here, we are shown a flashback where No Yul writes a lot of bad things on Jun's dad's poster. Then she meets June, and June takes her to dinner with him. No Yul tries to leave on the pretext of going to the bathroom, but June catches her. So No Yul says, "I know a lot of girls are after you. That's why you want to make me your girlfriend to get rid of them." After this, June meets No Yul's friend and asks her about No Yul. Then No Yul's friend tells June everything about No Yul. Then we see June's dad, who is progressing day by day, also with the help of that girl's dad, who had caused No Yul's dad's accident. After this, we see their current family, in which there is his wife, a son, and a daughter. His son's name is Tai, and Tai knew that his dad had deceived No Yul. That's why he had sympathy for No Yul in his heart. He wanted to help her in any way. The next day, a girl is telling June, "I like you." So June calls No Yul and summons her. No Yul comes here and says to that girl, "This is my boyfriend and we are dating each other." No Yul doesn't like June at all, but she is doing all this for money because after her dad's departure, she was facing a lot of financial hardship. Then when June rests his head in her lap, she takes money for that too. Then when June is sleeping, she draws a cartoon on his face. When June wakes up, he starts laughing seeing it. No Yul laughs a lot and then suddenly starts crying. June looks at her and thinks to himself, "I will take care of her and her brother too." Then June comes to his mom's restaurant and sees that June's dad has come to June's mom's restaurant with his political friends and is giving a dinner party to everyone. June's mom is hiding in the kitchen. Her health also deteriorates there. June tells her to go home, but June's mom, thinking, June's father might see me, refuses to go home. So June takes his mom out secretly from his dad and carries her on his back to the hospital. On the other side, No Yul gathers some evidence against June's dad and then finds June's dad's number and calls him saying, "I have the footage in which you met that lady. how sad your faithful wife will be to know that you win cases for people for money. June, standing outside, hears all this and then he follows No Yul. When No Yul is waiting for a taxi, June comes on a bike and snatches her bag and runs away. No Yul follows him and has an accident with the car. June stops the bike and turns back to look at No Yul. After this, No Yul is shown in the hospital, where No Yul's brother and friend also arrive. No Yul cries a lot. June is also sitting on one side, and he is praying for No Yul's life, and at the same time, he is regretting his mistake. Now the story comes to the present where Jun follows No Yul and says, "You've made a joke of life. Going to die like that. Is dying so easy?" Then he says to her, "Yes, I will do the documentary." The story goes into flashback once again, where the doctor saves No O. Hearing this, June and his stepbrother Tai both feel very relieved. Then June punishes himself and quits his law studies. The teacher asks him about quitting his studies, to which Jun says, "If a person like me becomes a lawyer, it will be bad for this country." Then the story comes to the present, where No Yul's friend gives her a good makeover. No Yul doesn't like all this at all, but her friends do her makeup without caring for her. After this, June is getting ready when his manager comes to him and says, "Hurry up, I have to show you something." Then June goes with him and sees No Yul standing on the other side of the camera. June's manager jokingly says, "Look how she has come ready to look good in the shoot." The manager is about to turn off the camera, but before that, June sends him away on some errand. After he leaves, June is looking at No Yul. Just then, No Yul's friend comes there and starts doing her touch-up. They talk, and in the conversation, No Yul says to her, "Who told you that I was going to die? How can I die? I have my brother behind me. I have to take care of him." Hearing this, June gets angry. Then No Yul stands at the door for a long time, but no one opens the door. After a while, June opens the door. They both say hi to each other. No Yul says, "The crew members haven't arrived yet." June says, "I told them not to come. I won't do the documentary now." No Yul says, "But yesterday you said yes." June says, "I thought you were going to die yesterday. That's why I said yes." No Yul says, "You have some misunderstanding." Jun says, "Then you should have cleared it up yesterday." An argument happens between them. No Yul, in anger, kicks June's leg, but just then, Jun's dog standing there attacks her. In the next scene, June picks up No Yul and brings her inside the house. Jun says to his manager, as soon as she regains consciousness, drop her at her home. Then, as Jun is leaving the house, his manager calls out to him. When June goes to him, the manager says, "There's definitely something wrong." Then they call a doctor. The doctor checks No Yul and then tells June, No Yul is allergic to dogs, which is why she went into shock and her blood pressure became high. After this, June ties his dog outside and thanks him for saving him. And at the same time, he also tells him, don't do this with No Yul again. Then, No Yul's phone rings. So June looks at her phone, and it says, husband. After thinking for a while, June puts the phone down. On the other side, June's stepbrother Tai is calling No Yul. He shows No Yul's brother a house and says, from now on, you and No Yul will live in this house. No Yul's brother says, we can't afford the rent for this house. Tae says, I'm here, aren't I? You don't need to pay the rent. To this, No Yul's brother says, my sister will never agree. We will manage both of us. Anyway, we are still managing, right? Then we are shown the story of June's stepbrother Tae, in which it is shown how his engagement was fixed against his will with a girl he doesn't even love. And the biggest thing is that this is the same girl who caused No Yul's father's accident. Then, in the present, that girl Yoon comes to Tae and says, can you kiss me? Tae doesn't do it. Yoon says, I know you are doing all this for your family. Tae says, let's skip the engagement ceremony and get married directly. Then June is sleeping on the floor. When he wakes up, he sees that No Yul is not in the room. He goes to the kitchen and sees No Yul eating ramen there. No Yul says, I was hungry so I was eating ramen. June says, okay. After this, No Yul says to June, because of you I won't get a job now. June says, let's do the documentary then. This time, No Yul doesn't take his words seriously at all. So June calls his manager and says, get it printed in the article. I am doing this documentary. Hearing this, No Yul becomes very happy. Then she calls Tae and gives him this good news saying, I am going to work with Jun. Tae is not happy at all to hear this. The next day, June builds a dog house outside the house for his dog. And then he himself cleans his room because he knows that No Yul is coming today and she is allergic to dogs. On the other side, No Yul's old boss calls her to meet and offers her a job again. No Yul says, you found out that I am going to work with Jun. That's why you are doing all this, right? The boss says, no, it's not like that. Just then, the boss gets a call from Tae, and we find out that Tae had asked the boss to do all this because he didn't want No Yul to work with Jun. Meanwhile, Jun's health deteriorates. Here, No Yul refuses this job. When Tae finds out about this, he remembers something from the past. Actually, the car with which No Yul had an accident was Tae's car, and at that time, Tae had also seen Jun there. He asks his manager to find out Jun's history, where he finds out that Jun is his dad's son. After this, Jun goes to his doctor and asks him for painkillers. The doctor tells him, you should get admitted to the hospital. Jun says, I have to die in any case, so I don't want to die admitted in a hospital. Just give me painkillers. Then slowly this news spreads everywhere that Jun is making a documentary. Then everyone is at the production house. No Yul says to Jun, this life that we have been given is so beautiful. We have to tell this to everyone. Dying is not the only last option. Hearing this, Jun suddenly stands up and says, I didn't know the documentary was on this concept. Saying this, he leaves from there. Then going outside, Jun gets sad thinking about this, and then consoles himself and comes back and says to everyone, let's start. After this, No Yul and Jun are in front of the camera. No Yul asks Jun the first question. Suppose you have 1 year left. What would you want to do first? Would you want to meet someone, travel somewhere, do something? Jun says, 1 year is a very long time. If it were 3 months, I would want to kill all the people who hate me. I want to go to the club, I want to flirt, I want to sleep anywhere. After this, Jun asks No Yul, go on a date with me. Hearing this, everyone is shocked. The manager says to Jun, you're joking, right? Jun says, no, I am completely serious. No Yul is shocked to hear this and thinks, such a big star likes me. After this, No Yul is in a restaurant where Tae arrives. No Yul says to him, Jun said something to me as a joke and I took it seriously. No, he said it seriously and I took it as a joke. No Yul is saying all this when a lady comes and says to Tae, she has gone mad today, she has been talking like this for a long time. No Yul says, yes, you all think I'm mad. Tae says to her, leave this documentary and find some other job. I will help you find a new job. No L says, look who is telling me to get a job, the one who doesn't have a job himself. Tae says, I will get a job very soon. No L says, once you get a job, we both will get married. I am tired of all these things. Tae says, what? No L asks, will you marry me? Tae doesn't answer her. So No L understands that Tae has no interest in her. That's why she gets up from there and goes outside and mistakenly leaves her phone there. After she leaves, Jun's call comes on No Owl's phone, which Tae picks up and says, don't call No Owl again. Jun asks him, are you No Owl's husband speaking? Just then, No Owl comes and takes her phone back from Tae. As soon as Jun hears No Owl's voice, he cuts the call. Then Tae calls No Owl's phone to confirm this, and the name husband appears on No Owl's phone. He asks, No Owl, why have you saved my name as husband on your phone? No Owl says, you take care of everyone like a typical husband. That's why I have saved your name as husband. Tae says to No Ul, one day you will find a person who will take great care of you and will love you a lot. No Ul says, if you want to refuse, then refuse clearly. There is no need to say all this. After this, No Yul leaves from there in anger. Then, as No Yul is going home, she sees Jun's car on the way. She peeks inside through the mirror. Just then, Jun rolls down the mirror. No Yul is shocked to see him. Jun says to her, despite having a husband, why are you living with your friend? Doesn't your husband have a job or does he tell you to earn money? No Yul says, what are you talking about? I am not married yet, nor do I have a husband. Hearing this, Jun becomes happy. After this, No Yul goes to her home. The next day, No Yul meets her brother and says to him, I will be busy for a few days, so you study well and always eat on time. No Yul's brother says, okay, don't worry. I will do everything well. After this, he says bye to her and leaves. Then Tae's sister says to her dad, there is a concert of Jun. Will you go with me? Hearing Jun's name, Tae gets angry and says to his sister, Dad has a lot of work. We don't have time to go to the concert. Tae's sister gets angry hearing this and leaves from there. Then Jun goes to give the first ticket of his concert to his mom, but his mom tears the ticket. Jun says to his mom, this is the last chance you have to see your son up close. Mom says, that's a good thing. Jun says to his mom, whether you come or not, your seat will be booked. Then Jun's concert takes place. Jun is singing on the stage. No Yul is recording him. Tae's sister and dad have also come to the concert. When Tae's mom finds out that everyone has gone to see Jun's show, she gets very angry. On the other side, Uncle tries to convince Jun's mom that she should go to the concert, but mom refuses. Then Jun comes backstage, and No Yul records him. Jun asks her, I called you yesterday, so who picked up your call? He is your boyfriend, right? What does he look like? He is handsome, right? No Yul says, I don't have a boyfriend. Jun smiles, hearing this. After this, Jun goes on stage for the second song. During the song, he also takes No Yul on stage. Everyone is shocked to see this. Then this matter goes viral on social media, and everyone writes bad things about No Yul. When Jun finds out about this, he says, I will file a complaint against these people. Then all the reporters start asking No Yul various questions. Then to save No Yul, Tai and June arrive there and take no L from there. June says to Tai, "The whole world knows me, but can you bring your identity in front of the world?" Just then, the media arrives there. Tae hides his face and June takes no Yul from there in front of everyone. Then Tae meets his dad and says to him, there were two brothers who liked the same girl, but their dad's relationship with that girl was not good. Tae's dad says, this seems like a perfect drama story. Then No Yul is in June's car with him, and she gets very tired of this and says, I want to die. June also starts the car and says, let's die. No Yul says, I was just saying it like that. Saying this, she gets out of the car and goes to a shop to get a drink. After this, No Yul sits at a place and drinks a lot, and June is standing right next to her. Then she calls Tae from June's phone and says to him, why did you do this to me? If you had to do this, then why did you care so much for me before? You rejected me in public. Why did you do that? Tae was listening to No Yul's words on one side, and on the other side, he was looking at his dad. It was very difficult for Tae to choose between the two. Meanwhile, Jun was also getting very angry listening to No Yul's words, and he also felt bad for No Yul. No Yul says to Tae, give me one more chance. I will show you by being a very good wife. Hearing this, Jun asks for his phone from No Yul, but No Yul doesn't give it, so he snatches the phone from No Yul. No Yul says, my talk is not over yet. Saying this, she starts snatching the mobile from Jun. So Jun, in anger, throws his mobile in the water. No Yul goes to get the mobile out of the water, so Jun picks her up from there and brings her out, and says to her, don't you see me? I have done so much for you. But No Yul is still talking about talk. So June gets angry and leaves. The next day, when No Yul wakes up, she is in an unknown place, and her clothes are also changed. She gets up and comes out and meets an old lady. No Yul asks the old lady, how did I get here? The old lady says, last night you had drunk a lot, and you were not in your senses at all. A boy brought you here. No Yul asks,
if you like
who
this
changed my
video,
clothes?
please don't
the old
forget
lady
to like,
says,
subscribe,
he
and
changed
share
your
this
clothes.
video.
No Yul is shocked to hear this. Then she goes to find Jun, but June is not in his car, so she is coming back on the bus. Then she remembers everything about the previous night, how June had picked her up and brought her. Even then she was taking Tae's name. When June was changing her clothes, even then she was taking Tae's name. Remembering all this, No Yul feels very strange. Then No Yul gets a call from June's manager. June is nowhere to be found and his phone is also switched off. Do you know where he is? No Yul says, I don't know where he is. After this, No Yul gets a call from Tai, and he calls her to meet him. So No Yul covers her face and goes to meet Tai. They are talking when Tai gets a call from Yoon. She asks him, did you also go to that concert last night? Tae says to her, no, I didn't go. Then No Yul remembers everything about last night, where Jun was lying next to her and was saying, what should I do with this crazy girl who is sleeping with her face turned to the other side? She likes a boy who doesn't like her back. And now what should I do? I'm late, so should I give up? After this, No Yul leaves Tai there and immediately goes to that place to find Jun. There, she also meets Jun's manager. He had also come there to find Jun. The manager says to No Yul, you rejected Jun. That's why he got angry and went somewhere. After this, No Yul goes to the old lady's house. There she finds a painting. No Yul asks the old lady, where is this place? The old lady says, this place is nearby. No Yul goes to the port to go there, but it is closed. Then, the next morning, she goes to that place by boat and meets Jun. She says to Jun, everyone there was so worried about you. Couldn't you have told them before coming? I was so worried about you. Jun starts to leave without saying anything. So No Yul comes in front of him and says, I have come here from so far to find you and you are leaving from here without saying anything. Jun says to her, leave, but No Yul doesn't go. And she repeatedly tries to convince Jun and asks him, what all did I do in a drunken state the night before last? But Jun doesn't answer any of her questions. No Yul is talking to him when she gets a call from Tae. She says to Tae, I will talk to you later. Jun hears their conversation. After this, Jun and No Yul are in the boat. There too, No Yul repeatedly tries to convince Jun, but it has no effect on him. Then after getting off the boat, Jun goes and sits in his car, so No Yul also sits in his car. Jun tells her to get out, but No Yul doesn't get out. So Jun gets out of the car, takes a taxi, and leaves. And No Yul is left standing there. After this, No Yul calls Jun's manager and goes with him. On the other side, Jun takes the taxi driver's phone and calls his mom and says, I know you were worried about me. Mom says, I am not worried about you at all. Saying this, she cuts the call. Just then, Uncle takes the phone from her and calls Jun again. Jun's mom tells him to cut the call, but Uncle comes out and asks Jun, who is that girl? I think she is after your money. Jun tells Uncle, there is no such thing. Just then, Jun's mom takes the phone and asks him, then what is it? Jun says, I like her. I like her a lot. On the other side, Jun's manager says to No Yul, I think Jun likes you. He has even kept his dog outside the house for you. Hearing this, No Yul is surprised. Then June comes home and there are many media people standing in front of his house. June enters the house through the back door, and the first thing he does after coming inside is to meet his dog. Just then, June's health deteriorates again, so he somehow comes to his room and takes his medicine. On the other side, Tae's mom's secretary comes and tells her about June's illness. Tae's mom asks, has June told the media and his mom about this? The secretary says, no, June has not told anyone about this, and he has very little time left. Then, after a while, when June's condition is a little better, he comes out of his room. He sees No Yul in his kitchen, who is cooking for him, where her hand gets cut by a knife. So June washes her hand with water. No Yul tells him, your manager told me to come in through the back door. In the next scene, Tae goes to meet Yoon. She asks Tae about No Yul, so Tae tells her everything. Yoon asks, what is your relationship with her? Do you like her? Tae straightforwardly says, yes, which makes Yoon very angry. She throws wine on his face and leaves. On the other side, June turns off all the lights in the house. Then, No Yul tells June a ghost story and says, I have heard that you are scared of scary stories. June jokingly says to No Yul, there is a ghost behind you? Hearing this, No Yul gets scared and sits on the sofa. June turns on the lights and starts laughing at No Yul. No Yul gets on top of him and says, you'll make fun of me? Jung gets serious and says, I tried a lot to stay away from you, but now I have decided that I will stay with you from now on. After this, they both have dinner. No Yul says to June, how did you change so suddenly? Do you have a twin brother? The food is absolutely terrible, yet June finishes it completely. Then Tae comes outside June's house, looking for No Wol. June sees him on the camera, turns it off, and keeps No Wol busy with work. Then June goes outside and talks to Tae. Tae says, I know I am not worthy of her, but can you look into her eyes and say, I love her? Just then, Noel also comes out and she says to June, they are saying on the news that you are dating an actress named Chao Na. Is this true? Are you dating Chao Na and using me as a tool so that your talk doesn't become a scandal? June knows nothing about this at all. Actually, his boss had done all this. He had linked June's name with another actress so that Jun would get even more fame. That's why he had spread this false news. June says, I don't understand what you are saying. No Yul is very angry about all this. June tries to explain to her and says, just listen to me, not anyone else. No Yul is very angry and doesn't listen to anything he says. Then as No Yul is about to leave, June grabs her hand and says, I love you to her. No Yul says, I know you are a very good actor, so stop acting now. Then No Yul also says to June, we both belong to a different world, so we should have stayed away. But I was the foolish one who came so close to you. No Yul is saying all this when June suddenly kisses her. After this, No Yul quietly leaves from there. Tae, standing outside, also hears their conversation. Then, as No Yul is going home, Tae follows her, but he doesn't say anything to No Yul. The next day on TV, Chao Na is talking about her relationship with June. Seeing this, No Yul's friend gets very angry. She directly asks No Yul, did you already know that June was using you? No Yul sadly says, no, I didn't know. On the other side, June's team is also watching that interview, where June's boss says his acting skills have improved even more. Seeing all this, it is revealed that June's boss had planned all this. Then June meets No Yul's brother. June says to him, I know your sister will only listen to you. Tell her to trust me. But No Yul's brother doesn't listen to a single word he says and leaves from there. Then Tae is in the office and his assistant says to him, on one hand, you are about to get engaged to Yoon, and on the other hand, you are meeting No Yul as a poor person. If No Yul finds out the truth that you are not poor and are lying to her, she will hate you. That's why you should tell her the truth yourself. In the next scene, June and Tae both come to No Yul's house. Tae brings ice cream for No Yul. No Yul moves forward to eat the ice cream when June comes in front of her and eats the ice cream himself. Then No Yul tells them both to leave and says, I can eat by myself. When they both don't leave, No Yul herself leaves from there. After she leaves, June sees the watch on Tae's hand and, grabbing his hand, asks him, you wear such a luxury watch with such strange clothes. What is your identity? Tae says, I don't think it's necessary to tell you my identity. After this, Tae gets a call from his sister who says, Mom had an accident. Hearing this, Tae immediately runs to the hospital, where Yoon is also present. Seeing her, Tae starts shouting at her. When his sister comes and tells him, it is because of her that Mom's life was saved today. If she hadn't been here, I don't know what would have happened. On the other side, June is looking for No Yul when he sees No Yul inside a restaurant. June stands outside and keeps looking at her. When No Yul comes out after eating, June gives her a lift. No Yul says, drop me at the hospital. June says, one day I will go far away from you and will never come back. Then, due to eating too much, No Yul gets a stomachache. So Jun takes her to his mom. June's mom has a lot of homemade medicines. Jun tells his mom to treat No Yul, so June's mom treats No Yul. On the other side, Tae's mom is talking to the doctor. can you lie to my husband that I will have surgery after some time and until then he will have to take care of me? The doctor then says the same thing to Tae's dad as Tae's mom had said. Then Tae receives a message from No Yul. Would you like to have noodles with me today? Reading this message, Tae immediately goes to meet No Yul. On the way, he gets a call from his dad, so he goes to his dad. Meanwhile, No Yul keeps waiting for him. On the other side, Jun's boss and manager come to him. Both fall at his feet and apologize, but Jun doesn't react and leaves from there. The manager and boss talk to each other. We thought he would kill us. Meanwhile, No Yul is still waiting for Tae. Then Jun is lying on his bed when he gets a call from No Yul. She asks to meet him. So Jun immediately takes out his car and goes to meet No Yul. No Yul is right in front of him. Just then, Jun's head starts spinning. He says to his illness, "You are making a big mistake. If you think I will give up and step aside because of you, that won't happen." Jun composes himself and steps forward to hug No-Oh and thinks to himself, "Leave everything and just come to me. I never want to lose you." Here, we are shown a flashback when No Yul had gone to Jun's mom for treatment. Then, in conversation, Jun's mom had told her, "Jun has been waiting for you for many years." Then No Yul sits at a place and thinks about Jun, and then calls Jun and says, "I have decided to give you a chance." On the other side, Tae is shown coming to the same restaurant where No Yul used to come. Tae gives the owner a $100 check and says, "Don't refuse No Yul for anything. I will never see her again. I am going away from her." Meanwhile, what Tae's mom wanted was happening. Here, Jun had been hugging No Yul all this time because due to his illness, he couldn't even stand properly. No Yul says to him, "Are you going to spend the whole night like this?" Jun smiles and says, "Well, the idea is not bad." Then he asks No Yul, "What were you trying to say on the phone?" No Yul didn't understand Jun's words at all. Jun says to her, "You are very pretty." Hearing this, No Yul puts her hand on her face and starts blushing. Jun says, "Now you look even prettier." No Yul gets annoyed and starts to leave. Jun says from behind, "We will meet tomorrow. We will meet the day after that, and we will meet every day." Here, Jun is very happy. The next day, Jun has a shoot where his co-star Chao-na has also come.
If you like
After
this
the shoot,
video, please
Jun
don't
and
forget to
Chao-na
like,
have an
subscribe,
interview.
and share
When
this
reporters
video.
ask about their relationship, Jun tells them clearly, "There is no relationship between us. We just work together, and there is nothing between us besides that." After this, all the reporters start asking No Yul questions. So No Yul lies to them, "I like someone else and have no relationship with Jun." After this, No Yul is in the car when Jun comes to her and asks, "Do you like someone else?" No Yul says, "I said all this to save you. If I hadn't said that, the reporters would have kept asking you ridiculous questions." Then Tae's mom meets a man who tells her, "I know that Tae is not Mr. Choi's son, and now I will tell this to Mr. Choi and also tell him that Jun is his real son." Hearing this, Tae's mom gives him money and tells him, "Keep your mouth shut." Then when she is coming out, after giving the money, Tae is standing outside and he has heard everything. He says to his mom, "Tell dad all this." Tae's mom says, "If I tell your dad all this, he will leave us and go away." Tae says, "Once you tell him the truth, I am sure he will forgive you." Mom says, "Your real dad also left us, and if I tell him the truth now, he will also leave us." She says to Tae, "Give me 3 months' time. After that, everything will be fine." Tae asks his mom, "What will happen in these 3 months?" Mom says, "In these 3 months, Jun will die." She tells him about Jun's illness. Tae is very shocked to hear this. On the other side, No Yul is making a documentary about Jun. No Yul asks Jun, "What have you thought about your bucket list? What is your first wish? Can you tell us about your first wish?" Jun smiles and says, "My first wish is to hear 'I love you' from your mouth." No Yul turns off the camera and says, "Stop joking." Jun asks, "Didn't you wash your hair today? How can you come to the first date without washing your hair in front of the boy you like?" No Yul says, "I wash my hair every day." Jun says, "Does that mean you like me and came with washed hair to impress me?" Then No Yul packs her things and says to Jun's manager, "I am stopping the shoot and leaving. Jun has gone mad today. I don't know what nonsense he's talking about." In the next scene, Jun has a small accident during the shooting. Jun's manager runs to No Yul and tells her Jun had an accident. The manager puts No Yul in a car and says, "This will take you to Jun." No Yul is very scared. She asks the driver, "Is Jun badly hurt?" The driver says, something like that. After this, the driver says to her, "Let's have coffee first." No Yul gets very angry hearing this and says to the driver, "Are you mad? Someone's life is at stake here and you are talking about drinking coffee? I need to reach him immediately." She scolds the driver a lot and then asks for the hospital's address and says, "Give me the car keys, I will drive myself. I need to reach him quickly and tell him something." Just then, Jun comes out of the car and says to her, "Why were you so worried about me? By the way, what did you want to say to me?" No Yul hits his foot and gets angry and starts to leave. Jun comes after her and says to her, "You care about me. Why don't you admit that you love me?" No Yul, walking forward, falls down. Jun comes to her and asks her, "Are you hurt somewhere?" No Yul sees that Jun is so hurt, but he is still worried about her. Seeing this, No Yul kisses him and says, "I like you." Hearing this, Jun also kisses her. The next day, Jun's manager takes his mom to Jun by making an excuse of his illness, where Jun tells his mom that a big award function is going to happen and everyone is busy with its preparations. Meanwhile, No Yul is editing Jun's biography. Just then, the manager comes and asks her, "Are you going to Jun's award function?" No Yul says, "Yes, I will go." Then she gets ready and goes to the award function. Many big stars have come to the function. Then No Yul gets a call from her brother who asks her to come home early. No Yul says, "I will be late today." Her friend snatches the phone and says, "Did you forget what today is?" No Yul says, "It's not my brother's birthday today, nor is it mine. So what is it today?" The friend is shocked and says, "Today is your father's death anniversary." As soon as she hears this, No Yul's steps stop. On the other side, Tai's sister brings everyone to Jun's award function without telling them. Meanwhile, No Yul offers some things and snacks to her dad. Just then, a cat comes and starts eating her snacks. No Yul tries to shoo it away when Tae's sister comes there and recognizes No Yul and says, "You are that gold digger, right?" No Yul says, "Look what your cat has done." Tae's sister says, "I will pay for this," and she throws a note towards her. No Yul gets very angry. She hits her on the head and scolds her. Just then, her dad comes from behind. Seeing him, No Yul remembers all the old things. She says to him, "Do you know me?" But he doesn't recognize her. No Yul says, "Today is my dad's death anniversary." Hearing this, Tae's dad gives her a $100 check. Just then, Jun arrives there and throws the money down and says, "First, you should apologize to her." Hearing this, his dad gets angry at him and says, "You should first learn how to talk to elders, then ask me to apologize." After this, they leave from there. After they leave, No Yul picks up the money they threw. Jun stops her and tears the money. No Yul picks up the money again. Jun says to her, "Are you a beggar, picking up money lying on the ground?" No Yul says, "Yes, don't you know?" Because there was a day when Jun himself used to trouble her for money. Then Jun goes to his makeup room in anger and takes off his coat. He calls his mom and says to his mom, "What did I do wrong? I became a celebrity and not what you wanted. You have hated me for the last 5 years. I just give my opinion. A lawyer always tells the truth, no matter what the situation is. And I am not like that. How many times did I say that I don't qualify to be a lawyer? But you didn't listen to me and started hating me." Everyone starts looking at Jun. Jun's mom then says to him, "You have the quality. Remember, you saved a girl from bully boys?" Then Jun says, "I will not take this award." His manager tries his best to stop him, but Jun sticks to his point. On the other side, No Yul is sitting in her car in the parking lot when she sees the same lawyer in front of her because of whom her dad never got justice. Seeing him laughing, No Yul can't control her emotions. She remembers everything. She moves the car forward and increases the speed. Just then, suddenly Jun sees all this and runs and saves his dad, but in the process, No Yul has an accident. Jun picks her up and takes her to the hospital. Meanwhile, Jun's dad is not hurt and he is thinking why that girl wanted to kill him. Then Tae comes to the hospital to meet Jun and thanks Jun for saving his dad. And at the same time, he also tells him that his identity is that he is Mr. Choi's son. In the next scene, Jun plans a trip, so No Yul says to him, "Why are we going on a trip for only 3 months? Why can't we go for longer than that?" Jun says, "We will go for a longer time next time." After this, he kisses her. Then they are both in the parking lot and Jun goes to get the car when suddenly his health starts to deteriorate. The police also come and stand in front of No Yul and arrest her and take her away. Jun, wanting to, can't do anything. He doesn't even have the strength to get up and stand. Still, he gets up and stands and follows the police car. After this, Jun somehow reaches his home and takes his medicine. His manager locks him in the room and doesn't let him out. He says, "You are ruining your life because of that girl and I won't let that happen." Meanwhile, No Yul is subjected to a very harsh investigation. In the next scene, Tae is very angry with his mom because she was the one who sent No Yul to jail. Tae says to his mom, "Even after doing so much, you are not satisfied. Why are you after that girl?" Tae's dad also hears all their conversation and tries to remember No Yul's name. On the other side, No Yul's brother comes outside Jun's house and, crying, asks Jun for help. He says, "You are the only one who can save No Yul. Please save her." There are also tears in Jun's eyes, but he can't do anything right now. Jun calls his lawyer and asks him to save No Yul, but his lawyer flatly refuses and says, "Not just me, no other lawyer will take this case either." Then Jun calls his mom. His mom immediately comes to his house and gets angry seeing her son's condition. She tells the manager, "Take Jun to the hospital," but Jun, in such a state, takes No Yule's name and says, I have to meet her. I want to see her. On the other side, No Yule also feels very lonely. She feels the presence of her dad who motivates her. You must not give up. Then Jun's uncle scolds the manager and says, if you were not my son, I would have fired you right now. He says, Jun was sick, yet you locked him in the room. The manager says, so what should I have done? He wanted to save that girl who tried to kill Mr. Choi. Hearing this, the uncle is completely stunned. On the other side, Jun's mom also stops him from going anywhere. Jun, groveling in front of his mom, says, I have to meet No Wool. He screams, if you hadn't separated from dad, he wouldn't be like this today. He would be away from this web of corruption. This is all your fault. Jun screams and repeatedly repeats the same thing. Just then, his uncle comes there and scolds him and says, your mom has done so much for you, and you are repaying her like this. As he leaves, he says to Jun, if you make your mom angry, you will feel more pain. In the next scene, Jun comes to meet No Yule in jail. No Yule says to him, I have been waiting for you for so long. Why did you take so long to come? I didn't want to kill them. I don't know what happened to me at that time. Now I want to forget everything and start again. Jun says to her, let's complete our trip. After this, Jun takes her to the beach side, where they both talk a lot with each other. Then they both hug each other, where tears flow from No Yule's eyes, and with this, No Yule's dream breaks, and she is still in jail. The next day, her brother and friend come to meet No Yule. No Yule jokes and laughs a lot in front of them so that they don't worry about her. But as soon as she goes back to jail, she becomes sad again. Meanwhile, Jun's condition is also not good. He even refuses to eat. On the other side, his mom is also very worried. In the next scene, Tae and his dad are shown. Tae asks his dad to get No Yule out of jail. Dad asks him a direct question. Do you like her? Tae says, yes. Dad asks, since when? Tae says, since you and mom thought of ruining her life. Dad explains to him, you shouldn't show so much pity for anyone. Tae says, but you guys did wrong to her. Dad says, go and tell the whole world that these are my parents who did wrong. And if you can't tell, then keep your mouth shut. On the other side, Jun's mom comes to meet him and says very good things about her husband. Jun says to her, he must have been good when you met him, but now he has changed with time. Now he is not a good person. He has deceived No Yule. The one who killed her dad, Mr. Choi, has supported him and has saved him by taking money. Jun's mom says to him, you have really gone mad after that girl. You can't see anything besides her. Jun says, to save dad, I almost killed No Yule. Then Jun's mom sits in the car and thinks about all the things Jun had said to her. There, No Yule is still waiting for Jun. In the next scene, the manager comes and opens Jun's door and says to him, from now on, you are free. Then Jun goes straight to meet Mr. Choi. Tae's mom and sister are shocked to see him there. After this, Mr. Choi talks to Jun. He asks Jun, you have come here for No Yule, right? Jun says yes. Choi says, do you want me to withdraw my case? Jun says, yes. Jun's dad says, you saved my life, so I will do this for you. Jun asks, why did that girl want to kill you? Dad says, I also want to know why she wanted to kill me. After this, Jun starts to leave, so his dad says, why do I feel like you hate me? Jun says, yes, I hate you, and I don't want to meet you again. Saying this, he leaves from there. After he leaves, Jun's dad calls someone and tells them to get No Yule out. Then Jun comes outside the police station to meet No Yule. Just then, he gets a call from Tae, who says to him, we are all equally responsible for ruining No Yule's life. Tae reminds him about the USB and says, like me, you have no right to be happy with No Yule. Hearing this, Jun leaves from there. The next day, No Yule is released. Her friend comes to meet her, but No Yule's eyes are searching for Jun. Her friend says to her, are you still looking for him? If he had to come, he would have come by now. On the other side, Jun is at home and is playing a game on TV, and at the same time, he is remembering Tae's words that you have no right to be happy with No Yule. In the next scene, No Yule goes to Jun's house to meet him, but outside she meets Jun's boss. He lies to No Yule. Jun doesn't want to meet you anymore. He had gone for a trip for a few days and has just returned. Now he doesn't want to meet you, so you also don't meet him from today. After this, No Yule is leaving. When she meets Tae's mom on the way, who says to her, stay away from us from now on, or else your brother might not survive. No Yule gets scared hearing their words. In the next scene, No Yule is packing her things and going somewhere when Tae arrives and stops her from leaving. Meanwhile, Jun is remembering his mom's old words. Then, No Yule's message keeps coming on Jun's phone, seeing which Jun says, my last dream is to be with you, but what should I do now? I am helpless. Then he gets a final message from No Yule. It's over. It's really over. Seeing this, Jun says, my last dream is not just to be with No Yule, but also to get her justice, and now I will get her justice. Then Jun meets a man and asks him about No Yule's dad's death, but that man doesn't tell him anything. On the other side, it is Yoon and Tae's engagement day. Yoon is waiting for Tae, but Tae is with No Yul. He tells her the whole truth about himself, that he is Mr. Choi's son. Hearing this, No Yul gets angry and leaves from there. Meanwhile, Jun comes to meet that man's daughter and praises her father a lot in front of her. After that, he meets that man alone and says to him, I know that you, along with Mr. Choi, got No Yul's dad's case dismissed. That man still doesn't tell him the truth. Jun tries a lot, but that man says nothing. Meanwhile, No Yul comes to meet Tae's mom, but the maid doesn't let her come inside the house. No Yul screams at the door. I was living my life peacefully after forgetting everything. Then why did you guys send your son to keep an eye on me? Why are you guys doing this to me? I know you guys want to kill me and my brother, but do whatever you want.
If you like this
I am
video,
not afraid
please
of you.
don't forget
While
to
saying
like,
all
subscribe, and
No
share
Yul
this
faints
video.
there. So Tae gets out of his car and supports her. Meanwhile, Tae's mom is in a very bad state because Tae did not go for his engagement. Yoon's dad also says a lot to Mr. Choi. Yoon also goes home and gets very angry at her maid. Then, when No Yul regains consciousness, she's in Tae's car. She says to Tae, if you meet me, your parents will be angry, so it's better if you don't meet me. Meanwhile, Yoon drinks a lot and then comes near the swimming pool. Her foot slips and she falls into the water. Jun comes and saves her and says, you can't die so easily. You still have a lot to do. Just then, Yoon's guards arrive there and Jun starts to leave. As he is leaving, he remembers the words of that man who had told him. Yoon was the one who caused No Yul's dad's accident. The next day, work on Jun's documentary is happening, but this time, someone else is shooting it. Meanwhile, No Yul's old boss offers her a job. No Yul thinks about it and then makes her decision. Then Tae rebels against his own dad. Meanwhile, Tae's mom goes to meet Yoon and says to her, no matter what happens, you will be my daughter-in-law. Then No Yul's boss assigns No Yul to duty with another actor. When No Yul comes there, they are both shocked to see her. In the next scene, Jun's mom and uncle come to Jun's house. Just then, Mr. Choi also arrives there, and seeing Jun's mom, he recognizes her and calls her by her name. Jun's mom is also surprised to see him. Meanwhile, No Yul is having difficulty working in high heels. Once, she is about to fall when Tae arrives and supports her. Then Jun once again bumps into Yoon. He is doing all this intentionally. Yoon's friend goes to attend a call. So Yoon and Jun start talking to each other. They are talking when Tae comes there carrying No Yul. Now all four are face to face with each other. Here we are shown a flashback where Jun talks about signing a movie. Hearing this, his boss is quite surprised because until now, Jun was refusing to do any movie. After this, Jun comes to meet the director of that movie. The manager tells him that the director of this movie is Yoon, and she is going to marry Mr. Choi's son, Tae. Jun says, I know. Now the story comes to the present. No Yul says to Jun, why were you not answering my messages and calls? Jun leaves from there without giving her any answer. After that, No Yul also leaves from there. Tae says sorry to Yoon for not coming to the engagement. Then No Yul drinks a lot and then drinks with her boss. After drinking, No Yul sings loudly and her boss sits quietly on one side. Meanwhile, Tae meets Jun and asks him, did you come here to meet No Yul? Jun says, no, I came here for the movie. Tae says to Jun, I know you're sick, so stop worrying about No Yul. I am here for her. Hearing this, Jun remains silent and can't say anything. Then when No Yul comes out of the room, she sees that some people are harassing a girl from Jun's team. She tries to stop them, but those people start fighting with her. So No Yul also fights with them. Just then, Jun arrives there and stops everyone. No Yul comes to him and she says, it's not our fault. These people started it. Jun says, whosever fault it is, you shouldn't have fought. Then No Yul says, I am very hurt. Jun feels bad hearing this, but at that moment, he can't do anything because his plan is something else. He calls a lady and says, she is hurt. If there is any hospital nearby, please take her to the hospital. Saying this, Jun leaves No Yul there and goes away. The next day, Jun is sitting on the beach side. Just then, No Yul passes by and sees Jun sitting there. Then Jun closes his eyes and when he opens his eyes, No Yul is in front of him. No Yul says to him, have you seen my $5? Jun denies it. She says, but I dropped them right here. Then she tells him to lift his feet. Jun lifts his feet. She also tells him to take off his shoes. Jun gets irritated and starts to leave, so No Yul grabs his hand and says, everyone says that you are avoiding me, but I know you're not like that. Jun says, what do you even know about me? No Yul says, I know everything and I also know what you're thinking right now. Jun asks, what? No Yul says, you are missing me right now, aren't you? Jun says, if thinking like that makes you feel good, then you can think so. No Yul says, I miss you too. I miss you a lot, and I want to meet you every day. On the other side, Jun's mom has met Mr. Choi, and she is doing all the work backwards. She doesn't tell Choi about Jun, and she also lies to him. I have gotten married. The next day, No Yule's dress is lying in the bathtub, so she goes for the shooting as she is. There, the actor, seeing No Yule's clothes, says a lot to No Yule and her boss, and also says to her, "You're fired." June feels very bad seeing this, but he remains silent here. After this, No Yule says to Tae, "I have been fired from my job." Tae says to her, "Let's go back now." Then June and that actor are shooting, where that actor grabs June's throat tightly during the shoot. Seeing this, June gets very angry. He starts hitting the actor, and at the same time he also remembers No Yule's words, so he hits that actor a lot, due to which the shooting is cancelled. After that, Yoon comes to meet June and says to him, "Why did you do that?" June says, "I know I made a mistake, but he first grabbed my throat tightly." Yoon says, "You will have to apologize to him." June initially refuses to apologize. Then Yoon says, "This is my first project and I don't want to ruin it. I want everything to be fine." Hearing this, June agrees to apologize. Then, Yoon takes him to the hospital, where that actor is admitted. June meets him and apologizes. That actor says, "You will have to apologize to me on your knees." Yoon says, "I will apologize in his place." But June stops her and apologizes to him on his knees. Seeing this, Yoon is impressed by him. After this, June comes near his room and No Yule is sitting outside his room. No Yule says to him, "You did all this because of me, right?" June says, "You are thinking too much, so go and sleep." She goes into his room and says, "Why are you pretending like you don't care about me?" John says, "I am sleepy. I want to sleep, so you leave from here." She says, "If you are playing some kind of joke, then do it. I won't be upset at all." Hearing this, John throws her on the bed and says, "If you want to sleep with me, then it's fine. And if you want to go, you can go. I won't stop you at all." No Yule says, "I won't go. Do whatever you want." Hearing this, June himself quietly gets up and leaves from there. The next day, June records himself. In it, he tells everything about his illness and says, "When you all get this video, perhaps I will not be in this world." Meanwhile, No Yule goes to her brother's school, where her teacher tells No Yule he doesn't want to go to college. No Yule comes out and asks her brother, "Why don't you want to go to college?" Her brother says, "The fees of that college are very high." No Yule says, "Don't worry, I will arrange everything." Then June is at his home when for some time he is unable to see clearly. June tells this to the doctor. The doctor tells him, "You should get admitted." But June refuses to get admitted and says, "I don't want to die in a hospital." After this, Yoon comes to meet June and gives him a box and says, "You know I am engaged." June says, "I haven't given this gift only to you. I have given it to everyone else too. What I did that day was wrong. So I have sent this gift to everyone as an apology. If you feel uncomfortable taking it, then leave it here." Yoon says, "No, it's not like that." Here, Yoon is very impressed by June's words. After this, Yoon is about to leave, so she says to June, "I think you want to say something to me." June says, "Yes, I wanted to say something, but just now you said that you are engaged, so I won't say it now." Yoon says, "You can tell me." June says, "No, there is no need for that now." After this, he says to Yoon, "Go home safely." On the other side, Tae leaves that company and starts doing another job. After this, No Yule goes to meet Tae's mom. Tae's mom gives her a check of $1 million and says, "Leave Tae alone. Yoon has liked him for many years, and we also want Yoon and Tae to get married." Just then, Tae arrives there and says to his mom, "How can you do this?" Tae's mom says, "No Yule needs money. That's why I am giving her money." She is about to give the check to No Yule when Tae takes the check and is about to tear it. But No Yule stops him and takes the check and leaves from there. Tae comes after her and stops her from doing so, but No Yule doesn't listen to anything he says. On the other side, June sees from his window that Yoon is still there. He comes to Yoon. Yoon asks him, "What is your relationship with No Yule? I think No Yule likes you." June says, "I also like her." Hearing this, Yoon gets very angry and says, "You and Tae have both gone mad, liking such a girl who is far below your level." June tells her to talk nicely. Hearing this, Yoon gets even more angry. She's about to leave from there when her foot gets stuck somewhere and she falls. Jun picks her up and brings her into his house. Meanwhile, No Yule tells her friend that she has won a lottery of $1 million. At first, her friend doesn't believe it at all. So No Yule takes her for a lot of shopping, after which her friend believes it. Then when she goes to make the payment, her check doesn't work. Just then, Tae comes there and makes the payment. No Yule tells him not to do so. Tae says to her, "You have already sold me out. Now go and make a deal for your dad's death too. You will get a lot of money for that." Hearing this, Noel feels bad. Here, June is fixing Yoon's foot, but even here, he is repeatedly talking about Noel, which irritates Yoon and she says, "I want to leave now." So June gives her a lift in his car. Then, Noel comes home with a lot of things where her friend says to her, "Have you made a deal for your dad's death?" Noel says, "Yes, I know that even if I want to, I can't get them justice, so I did this. Now with this money, I will buy a new house for myself and send my brother to a good college. June, standing far away, also hears all their conversation. In the next scene, Yoon calls No Yul to meet her, so No Yul goes to meet her, where Yoon says a lot to her and also throws the food from the table on her. Yoon says, my engagement party was ruined because of you. She says a lot to her when Tae arrives there and tells No Yul to leave from there. After this, when No Yul is waiting for the lift, she's very sad. When the lift opens, June is in it. Seeing June, she tries to control her emotions but is unable to. No Yul comes inside the lift, so June goes out of the lift. But when the lift door is about to close, June can't see No Yul in this condition and comes inside the lift and grabs No Yul's hand and says to her, are you hungry that you have made such a face? No Yul is very happy inside seeing all this. After this, Jun takes her to his house and cooks for her. No Yul eats the food, and then they both kiss each other, and after this, they both spend a lot of time with each other. No L says, I don't want this dream of mine to break. And then the same thing happens. This dream of No L also breaks, and in reality, everything is different. June leaves her there and goes away. On the other side, Tae insists on leaving from there, but Yoon stops him. Just then, June comes there and says to Yoon, let him go. I am here to celebrate your birthday. Seeing this, Tae gets angry and leaves from there. After he leaves, June says to Yoon, I want to forget No Yul. Will you help me in this? After this, Jun goes to meet his mom. Mom says to him, now we have no relationship with Mr. Choi. And at the same time, Mom also tells him to behave well with No Yul. Hearing all these things from his mom, June becomes very happy. And here June and his mom's relationship also gets better. After this, when June comes home, No Yul is sitting outside his house. June tells her to come inside. Here, No Yul's health is a little unwell, so June makes soup for her. No Yul says to him, I have come here to ask only one thing. Why did we break up? Can you give me one reason? June remains silent. No Yul says, now I want compensation for being hurt so much. Tae's mom gave me $1 million to leave Tae's life. You give me $1,000. You can do that much. Jun gives her the money. No Yul says bye to him and leaves, but coming outside, she cries a lot. The next day, No Yul comes to meet Tae's mom.